How's it going? My name's jkrouse. I'm with EXP Realty. I have my own company branded underneath it called Next Key Real Estate. I'm happy you guys are taking some time to take a look at my video here. I've been reaching out for a little bit and have spoken with some people that'll be watching this about EXP. And I just wanted to dive in a little bit further on some of the ins and outs of the company. And as always, please reach out to me if you've got any questions, and I can get into far more detail than what this video will do. But some of the questions were frequently asked is the biggest one, fees and commissions. So with the commission splits, EXP does a 20-80, so basically 20% of your revenue off your sales goes to EXP until you cap out at $16,000. And so if you do, let's say $100,000 transaction and you make 2.5% on that, which would be $2,500. $500 of that goes to the brokerage, and every transaction you hit goes further and further until you hit your cap, and then you no longer have to pay EXP a fee, which is awesome. A lot of people get to that point and cap out every year. It's a term people that have been in the real estate business for a while know what it means, but new people may not know what it means. So that's just a quick explanation of that. There is an errors and omissions for $40 per transaction, but that also maxes out at $500. So after you've done, I think that's roughly 12 transactions or so, you're done paying that. Outside of that, there is a monthly fee ongoing that you pay with EXP. It's for access to all the tools in the EXP world and all the classes and all that. And it's so you take that, it's about $1,000 a year that you pay, and it's all set up pretty nicely too. They can deduct it, and you don't even have to ever worry about paying your broker by a check or anything like that. It's all taken care of. You get a receipt, and that's it. One cool thing that I really loved and why I came to EXP, or what really attracted me, was the fact that it's a publicly traded stock. So the stock symbol is EXPI if anybody wants to look it up. But so what's neat about it, after every transaction, you're allowed to take 5% of your share of your transaction of what you close and is your money, and put it toward a stock purchase program. And EXP will take a 10% discount off that stock share price when they purchase it at the end of every month. So it's a pretty cool way to, it's kind of like having a 401k or something. Your company's allowing you to buy back at a discount the shares of the company you're working with. And I like to say that with, because you're an independent contractor. You don't work for EXP. You're working with them as an independent contractor. So to be able to do this is huge. I know in the 3 years I've been with the company now, it's added up, and I tell you, it's you're gaining rewards of wanting to give back to your company and see it do good, because now you're an actual shareholder / owner of the company. So pretty neat thing. Also, what they do with the stocks is every year you at your first sale, you get $200 in company shares, and if you cap every year, you get an additional $200. It might even actually be up to $400 at this point. So it's just a little something for the company to say, hey, good job, congratulations, keep going, and here's a bit of a reward for you. Again, over time, you're not only getting that value of the shares when you bought in, the growth of it, and again, it can really add up. And what's really cool, I'm en route to doing it here for my first time, is getting, they call it an icon status. And if you hit a certain mark of transactions, at that point you can you get all your $16,000 back in shares. And there's 3 different ways that comes in different segments, but I can go into more details with that. But again, another cool thing you can get, you can earn it back if you're if you're really pushing hard and working hard, and it's honestly not too hard to do. You just got to be a producing agent, and hey, that's what we all want to be at the end of the day to make it in this business. Education and training. That is what's cool about this too. I live in Maine, especially in the winter. I don't want to have to get in my car, drive in the snow to go to some meeting for an hour, and then that's it. It's over with, and maybe there was beneficial, maybe it wasn't. With EXP, all your meetings and most everything is held right in EXP World with your state broker. And so beneficial. You don't have to be home. You just got to have basically a computer device in front of you. You can do it on the laptop. Some people can do it on their tablets, or your desktop computer, whatever you work out of. Very beneficial to have that. And I can't tell you, I was skeptical at first because I was previously at a bigger brokerage at Keller Williams, and I was driving in every day, and it was, by the time I got there, got out, got to the, in the office, and acclimated. You're talking with people, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, you can do the same thing right in the EXP world and talk amongst many more peers than you would probably see in a general meeting, and they're right there, and you can have one-on-one meetings with them after if you want to talk further about stuff. Really neat. So but the education part too, again, right in the XP world, is there. They put up, I think it's around 50 hours a week of educational stuff, so it's constant. There's no lack of options for you to look at and watch and take live courses from professionals that are in the brokerage and doing well in certain fields, whatever they're teaching that day. And no better way to do it than be able to sit down, pull up your stool, and grab a cup of coffee, sit at your desk, and relax and participate. It's not a one of those webinars where you can actually reach out, ask questions, talk. It is so neat to be able to have that opportunity to work remotely and have the interaction you do with this company. And if you need physical meetings, you know what I do. And this was one of my hesitations before I came over too, but then I really look back at how often I was meeting somebody at the office versus in the field. So, look back at all those times and say, do I need to have an office? In which you still could, and you still can. And there's a lot of EXP teams that have offices still. But like for myself as an individual agent, I work out of my house. I have a nice home office, and I enjoy it. And but if you do need to meet with someone, what I do is, if it's a buyer, a lot of times I'll go buy them lunch or have a cup of coffee, meet with them at a location that's public somewhere. There's plenty of places to do that. I would say probably 95% of the time I'm just meeting them at a listing. The world we live in now, I'm finding buyers don't want to take that first initial meeting or take the time to do it. Some of them don't want to do that, or you can do a virtual meeting over your computer versus in person. There's so many options now that one of the things EXP is good about, they don't have the expense of brick and mortar buildings. So it ultimately just goes back into not as a big of an expense for the brokerage itself, hence putting more money back into our pockets as being part of it. Going into some other things, there's healthcare programs available that are really good. So if you're one of those people where healthcare and you're in need of having that, you don't have it, or it's something that you want for your family, or perhaps your spouse doesn't work, or they do work and they don't have it, great healthcare programs, many options. They give a 20% discount to EXP agents through the program, and the costs of them are pretty competitive and really good. So another thing that's so neat about EXP, it's right there for you to have, and it's all part of being part of the brokerage. The cool thing I like to look at EXP as, it's not much different when you sum up everything. It's no different than perhaps working for a company that has 300-400 employees locally, and they offer retirement programs, or they give you your healthcare packages, where, as everybody knows, no matter where you go, it's very rare you're going to pay something for healthcare, whether your company pays a portion or and then you're paying the other side of it. So having that's a pretty cool thing to be able to do. Lastly, I just wanted to hit doing ways to make money in EXP is revenue share. So so if somebody is brought into the company, let's say I bring one of you into the company, there's and you're producing every sale or transaction you have, there's a portion of that. I think it depends on what tier you are, but comes back to the agent that sponsored them to bring them in. So it's a way to make some other money by bringing in other agents into the program, into the brokerage. You don't have to recruit agents. There's other brokerages out there now that are trying to copy our model and show, do this same thing. And the cool thing about it, it isn't profit share like a lot of them. This is revenue share. So you're getting a certain percent up to an amount every year for that agent who's producing under you. Pretty cool thing. Again, it really helps to bring in, you have a few people under your belt, and suddenly you're making an extra, could be 5, 10, 20,000 a year by just having that agent in the system. And whether you bring them in and keep up with them, and or they come in and they know what they're doing and they're just excited to be part of what EXP has, regardless, you're going to make some money off of each of their transactions. So outside of that, the training's awesome. Again, it's because it's virtual, it's right there in the world. You can take those classes. I can't emphasize enough how much that helps, especially newer people coming in. You get a website, you get all these cool things, real cool KV Core CRM system. I love that thing. I wake up every day and it tells me who I got to call, who maybe I got to send postcards to, and who I got to follow up with. And if people have been on my site looking, it shows me what they looked at. It's so neat. And they've got all these different things involved with KV Core's program that is all part of your fees, that you get this for free. It's integrated with Facebook. You can make instant posts. You can do all this stuff, and ultimately it all flows back into KV Core, which captures your any leads you generate, and you can put them on all these different courses of actions once they've signed up. So depending on what type of lead they are, seller, buyer, investor, newbie, it's all these different cool things. But anyways, few more things I just wanted to get in depth with. Hope you're doing well. Please reach out. At the end of the day, it never hurts to have a conversation about the program and about EXP. I was skeptical about it at first, and I think it took me probably 9 months to a year before I originally was approached about it. And I was busy at the time, I had transactions going, and I just didn't want to take the time to really jump in. And you're going to have nowadays, there's brokerages reaching out to you all the time. But once I dug in, I took time to look at all the ins and outs, and I was like, this makes sense. And it did. It's been awesome. It's been 3 years since I switched, and I'm never going to look back. And like I said, at the end of the day, I think we're all in it to make a good living at it. Real estate's awesome. We can have a limitless income. It just depends how much you want to go after your sources, and drive home those transactions. And with EXP, you're getting more opportunities to keep the money you've earned, invest back into the company, and see it do well, see it be successful. We're growing and have grown at a really good pace here in the last 2-3 years. I joined, I think there was 21,000 agents pushing 3 years ago. Now we're I think at 66,500 or so, somewhere in there right now. So amazing in that amount of time. And I can only imagine where we're going to be in another 2-3 years. But please consider the options. And again, reach out. And I'm a straight shooter. I'm going to tell you how it is. And, use it as a decision to see if it's something you want to go forward with, and consider switching to EXP. All right. Have a great day. Reach out anytime. 207-929-0956. Take care.